Yo, yo, yo. Test, test, test. Mic check. 1, 2, 3. What is up, everybody? Steve here, Raiken Profit, coming to you guys with a different kind of style of a video today. Got my buddy Jason Sloan from the Prof Sales YouTube channel also agreeing to remember. Why don't you say hello?
What's up, everybody?
What is up? So we're both we're doing audio only today. He's having a bad hair day. I just got out of the gym, so it's best that we don't show our pretty faces today. Pretty much what we're doing today, guys. We appreciate having you here. Is we're going to be going through some of the top selling women's jeans to sell on eBay. Right? These are jeans that have sold. We're going to be going through the sold listings. If you could see on the screen right now, we are on eBay. Let me pull that back up. You see everything that's highlighted in the green? That means the item's actually sold. And if you see a line through it, as in this pair of Miss Me jeans, size 27, that means it was accepted for a best offer. So we're going to be just kind of having some fun and screwing around, going through these items that sold, talking about the brands, and this is going to be a big learning experience for me, guys, to be honest, because I have very little experience selling women's jeans. And when I was talking to Jason the other day, he started talking about these different brands and whatnot, and he's like, yeah, of course, these Miss Me brands, the Miss Me jeans do well. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I had no clue. And I'm like, I got to step up my game, because there's going to be a time where I'm presented with an opportunity to buy a pair of women's jeans, and I want to be prepared. So Jason, real quick, I want to do a screen capture. If you guys don't know who Jason is, you should be able to see my screen right here. We're over at his YouTube channel, Prof Sales, Prof Sales. Do me a big favor before you do anything. Go over to his channel right now, type it in, and just subscribe to it, because he's putting out videos nearly every day. Talk about real quick this 5,000 or this 5,000 gene update you're doing, because I'm looking at your screen now and it says 1,000 jeans on eBay, but you have some goal of 5,000. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, thanks for the intro and having me on, Steve. I appreciate it.
No problem,
man. eBay moved my listings up to 5,000, 4,900 technically, about a month or so ago, or actually about 2 months ago, I guess. And I decided to try to list all those out with jeans, mainly used jeans. And so I've been chronicling this journey, each day. I'm actually on day 100, and I still got a long way to go. But I'm on day 100, and I've been chronicling each day, sharing my results, sharing my spreadsheet, showing you how many I sold, how many I listed, how many we photographed. My girlfriend Karen's been helping me out. She's been an awesome help. And so we've just formed this community around it. It's just kind of evolved into this thing that's bigger than the sum of its parts. So it's been a lot of fun, and man, sales are really blowing up right now. I'm having my best month ever. I had one of my best days yesterday, and it has just been crazy.
What happened yesterday in terms of your best days?
Well, I have about 950 listings up. Almost all those are jeans.
Yep.
But yesterday was a 17 sale day, just jeans. And that was about $420. So, I mean, or no, actually it was more than that. Now that I think about it. No, that's right. 420. So, it's one of those things where it's just my sell through just keeps going higher and higher. I'm hoping it's going to get up to 1.5% a day. So I'm selling through, 45% of my inventory every month, which is nuts for clothing, by the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's super sick, man. That's awesome. 42 people in the house right now. 14 likes. What do they have to do, Jason, man?
You know what they have to do, Steve? They have to not hit, not gently tap, not press, but smash the like button.
Smash
below.
That like button. Get some of that aggression out. I know a lot of people have been complaining about prices rising at the thrift store. Smash the like button. Get your energy out. If you guys didn't check out last night's show, check that out with Dallas Moore, because he actually shared a bunch of strategies that were outside of sourcing from thrift stores, which was really, really cool. He's doing some things outside the box. But anyways, guys, let's dive into it. Let's start talking about some jeans. So we're on the sold listings right now. We can see all these different brands that have sold. I'm going to just open something up real quick. Let's see. This is a pair of jeans. I've actually sold this brand before. In terms of men's, it's Adriano. I think it's Goldschmied. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, I think so.
Who knows? Doesn't matter. But check this out. Have you ever sold this brand, Jason?
Oh yeah. That brand it's a nice flip. Usually it's got a nice little niche following on there. I'm trying to see what they have. Yeah, so it's a good brand. You're going to find it at places like, Nordstrom's and Nordstrom Rack and so on. And of course you're finding it at the thrift stores. I usually pick them up pretty much any size, as long as they're in great condition and so on. And I get a sell through. I actually pulled up some of this just so you guys can know on this. I've got me and my spreadsheet, Steve. That brand sells through at 69% for me
Wow.
right now. So that's pretty good. That's right at my average for all jeans. So just to give you an idea. So it's a decent brand, I think.
Yeah, I looked it up on Google to get a little history of it, and it says this brand is an Italian fashion designer who focuses on denim jeans. He is known as, quote unquote, the godfather of denim, and is the originator of premium denim. So that's really cool. He created Diesel, Replay, Gap 1969, and Adriano Goldsmith is currently directing Gold Sign and Men's Citizens of Humanity. Holy mackerel.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
That's
I did know that.
That's crazy right there. The godfather of denim, originator of premium denim, Diesel. I mean, if you guys aren't messing with the brand Diesel, I mean, it's a challenge to come across sometimes, but
Right.
definitely a good brand. Men's and women's. It looks like this sold for $37. Check out these pictures, Jason. What do you think about these?
Well, I mean, they got great lighting, obviously. I don't like to start off my photos with that particular shot because, a lot of people like to see the butt first. Just kind of that's what's going to be facing the rest of the world when you're walking away from them. So just kind of how people look at. But I mean, the pictures are well lit. You can definitely see all the details. There's no question about any sort of imperfections or flaws. So I think it's pretty good.
If the butt is super important when it comes to women's jeans, which obviously, you know how women are with their jeans. They're always, if you ever see a woman in a pair of jeans, they're always shifting to the side, looking to see how their butt looks in it. Let's just be real.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on having like one of those mannequins that you see at like the malls and stuff where they have the jeans on it and the butt always looks, I'm not trying to be like creepy or anything, but it always is perfect. Like it just looks amazing, the jeans on these mannequins. What are your thoughts on having like a lower end mannequin that really, makes it look nice? I mean, have you ever seen any listings like that?
I have, or you'll even see the ones with a woman wearing the jeans and, that kind of shot. But, the only thing I would say about that is if you're going to sell like a higher end jean where you can, I mean, just changing the jeans on and off the mannequin takes a little bit of time, and getting the lighting right on a mannequin, as you know, is different than having a item laying flat down. It's tougher, I think, to get the lighting in the picture right. But if it's a higher end jean or you're selling for more money, sure, why not go for that? I mean, I think that's a good approach. But if you're selling a lot of jeans, I don't know that you're going to have as much time.
Yeah. Yeah, time is important for sure. It's always a great idea to spend all this time editing it and making it look beautiful and setting up great pictures. But like you said, at the end of the day, it takes time. And if there's only $5 worth of profit in it or 10, you've got to value your time.
Right.
Let's see what else we got here. Do you see anything that you want me to pull up? Just looking, anything interesting you see?
Yeah, let's see here. I gotta women's brand. Those articles, society. Those page jeans. If you could pull those up, Page Premium Denim.
Oh, okay, I've never heard of this brand before.
Yeah, that brand. This brand is really good. It's got it's sort of a niche type brand, and you're probably not going to find quite as many of these out thrifting. But one thing you will find in these, I'm gonna give away our first bolo of the day. Can I do that? Is that allowed this early in the show?
Oh man, it's. I don't know if our viewers have had a cup of coffee yet, but you want to know what? If they haven't, this bolo will wake them up.
All right. So, and Karen's going to kill me when I do this because she's like, no, don't tell anybody. So Page makes really good jeans, but what they really make that will sell for really good money, and if you go and you look at the sold listings on eBay, you're going to see that this is true. Maternity. Page makes a maternity line, and that is second to none. There's different fits within the maternity line, but but even the low end maternity page jeans are going to sell for $30 plus shipping. And the higher end ones can sell for like 50 or 60. So go to some of that. Yeah, you got to find the maternity itself. And, the maternity just has that band around the top, the stretchy band and so on. But if you look up the completeds and the solds, you're going to see like a higher end, $55, $28.99, $34.90, $32. Some are a little bit lower, but some of those are $36.90. That one was $70 with the best offer accepted. So who knows what that offer, $38.
There's always going to be a super low end because some people are just, for one reason or another, their business models to move it quicker. Here's a I don't really like the picture that much, but here's one. It looks like this is they're going right with the butt shot. This is actually a real woman. I thought that was a mannequin for a second, so I'm not going to be too creepy with this one. I thought it was a mannequin. This girl is not shying away. She's like, oh my gosh. Anyways.
Yeah, but you can see and you can find page denim at your local thrift stores for $5, $6, $7. They're just lumped in. Maternity is a part of the store that a lot of people don't really go to. And honestly, I haven't, but Karin has really started hitting it. And that was one of the first brands she found. We've just started dipping our toe in that water, but you can see they sell for a bit higher price. Yeah. And the cool thing is, when you're a pregnant woman, I've never been a pregnant woman. Obviously, I'm not going to be, but I would imagine, getting clothes to fit you and feel good is kind of a challenge at that time in your life. So anything that's going to fit and work for you and make you, not look, too pregnant, I guess, for lack of a better word, is going to be, you're willing to pay a few bucks for it. So Page Maternity.
Cool. Awesome tip right there. You ever have success with this brand right here? I've heard of it before. Lane Bryant. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Looks like this is a women's plus size. Do you find that well, first off, let me ask you, what does plus size mean when it comes to women's jeans? Do you know that answer?
Yeah, it's a larger size range. It usually starts around about a size 18.
Okay.
And some brands will actually say, they'll call it a plus size. Usually you'll see a W after the size. So if it says like 18W, you can know that that's a plus. It's a women's size, they call it, but it's plus. Lane Bryant specializes in selling to plus sizes in general. They usually start around, I think you might even find some down around like 14 maybe for Lane Bryant, but they go all the way up to I've seen 28. Here's the kicker about it. Plus size is actually, if you look at the sourcing tool, I know we haven't even talked about that, but the sourcing tool on eBay will tell you that plus size is an area that there's a lot of opportunity in right now on eBay. But Lane Bryant doesn't really command a premium for their jeans, period. But I have started selling these over the last couple months. And I was just looking at my sell-through. It's actually really good. All of a sudden, it wasn't that great at first, but it's at 63%, which is about what my average is. So, they're going to sell it, but again, the bigger ones you can find, the better. Anything 20 and over is going to do a little bit better than like an 18 or a 16.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's an awesome tip right there. Appreciate it. So here's more. I think a lot of people, here's another butt shot right here. Do you always do the butt shot in every single one of your main pictures?
I usually do. The reason is because, again, like you were saying, the mirror the mirror effect. Women are going to look in the mirror and see how their butt looks. I mean, it's just kind of the way we've programmed people in society to think about it.
I like it with the lower half mannequin. I don't know. I think it looks clean for sure. How do you take your pictures for jeans? Like, do you lay them down or?
We do, and it's going to be so funny if we come across one of my listings. I don't know if I'm not going to say anything, honestly.
Yeah, keep it to yourself.
Yeah, we actually do about 5 to 7 photos, just depending on a couple factors. We do a butt shot. We do a front waist shot with a measuring tape across the back waistband, so that way we can quickly, figure out the waist size if needed. We do a tag shot, which sometimes can be 2 tags, just depending on the jean brand and so on.
Like this is 2 tags right here.
Right. And because people like to see that, because see that one right there that says cotton and polyester? I get that question more than you would think. And this is William Rass, which is another good brand, by the way. That question I get a lot, like, what's the percentage stretch? Because jeans will change. Like, not your daughter's jeans, I think, used to have like 4% stretch in them, for instance, and now they're down to 2. Well, some women like the 4% ones. They like the stretchier ones from a few years back. And we also do an inseam shot where we show that measurement and the cuffs. The only thing we don't normally do is the full length shot, just because it's a hard shot to get.
Yeah.
And you've got to do 2 of them. Although, and occasionally somebody will say, hey, can I see a full length shot of the jeans? And, we'll pull it and take a shot on orders. But that's what we do. Usually 5 is the minimum, and sometimes as many as 7 or 8. And if there's any flaw or defect, we obviously photograph that.
Yeah, it's always important. I know, I mean, at times it's tempting to try to like hide it in a sense if it's something minor, but it's best to just be upfront with it and be honest, because the worst thing possible is when you sell an item and your eggs have hatched and you've counted your profits, and then that request for a return comes through. So, just be honest with it. And that's why it's so important to, take a good amount of pictures. Right. I mean, I found for myself that pictures will describe an item better than trying to type it out in text in your description. People are drawn to the pictures. It's more entertaining. Who wants to read the fine print? So here we have a brand that I've done very well on in terms of men's jeans. And, I always have a hard time differentiating between men's and women's jeans. So maybe we could talk about that real quick. I hear a little bit of an echo, so you might want to move your thing back a little, or I don't know what's happening, but
yeah, is that better?
I still hear it. You might want to put the volume down or something.
Yeah, let me try that. Hang on.
Yeah, no worries. But anyways, I'll talk while you're doing it. I always have a hard time differentiating between women's and men's jeans, especially with this brand 7 for All Mankind. And there's actually been a couple times where I've just taken a risk. The waist might have been around like 26, and I'm like, is this for a small guy or for like a bigger woman? Like, I just like, what are your thoughts on that, Jason?
Well, I mean, there's a few tips, that you can use to figure out if it's men's or women's. And 7 for All Mankind's a great brand. That is one of my favorite brands. The pockets on the back are smaller for women's. They're not as wide as a men's pocket. And in the front pockets, they're not as deep in women's either. Basically, my rule of thumb is if I can only get half my hand in the pocket, chances are it's women's. If I get my whole hand in there, it's men's. So that's a good, there's two ways you can tell. You can also tell too if it's stretch or not. Now there are some stretch men's jeans, don't get me wrong, but for the majority of jeans that are out there, you're going to run across stretch jeans are going to be women. So if they have spandex or elastane or lycra or any of those, stretchy materials in them, chances are they're women's. And then last but not least is the actual sizing. Now, 7 for All Mankind is going to show you, just a number like, 27 and so on. If it's got an inseam length with it too, it's probably, so if it's set, it's probably men's. This one, it's probably, I would guess whoever did this listing probably just put the length in there. I don't know if it, because 7 for All Mankind usually doesn't show the length.
Yeah, they got a whole bunch of different things here.
And this is women's.
What's
the name? Ginger is probably going to be women's usually.
What do you include for measurements?
I include in the item specifics. I don't put them in the description like this person does. I used to do that, but I found it was getting ignored. Okay. But I put the waist measurement. I put the inseam. I don't do the rise. I have a measurement that can show the cuffs if someone asks. Obviously, that's one of the pictures we take. Plus, it shows the condition of the cuffs, so it kills 2 birds with 1 stone. And, of course, I put what the tag says, but if the tag is wrong, and this is just a little tip for all you guys, and just in clothing in general, if the tag is wrong, make a note of that, but put what the item actually is.
If it says maybe I don't know, for like men's jeans, it could say like 40 by 32, but what if it actually fits like a 36 by 30? What do you actually put in the title?
I'm going to put 36 by 30. And the reason is because if you sell that and you put 40 about 32, you know, but your measurement, but the person, you'll get a feedback that'll say, or you get a message back that'll say something like, hey, I measured this and it's not even close. You know, and you don't want to deal with that. And plus it makes it look like you're deceiving someone when you're really not trying to. But don't become like a tag monkey where all you do is look at the tag and you never take a measurement. And you know that with shirts too. Shirts can shrink, they can change, they can be mistagged. You know, so I always put what the actual measurement is if there's any, and because of the pictures we take, I can see that really quickly when I'm going to upload and create the listing. So it's about speed. I'm able to look and see the picture and say, all right, this says it's a size 10 and the waist is 30 inches. Okay, that's about right for a size 10 in most jeans. That's usually about what it's going to be. So I can proceed. On the other hand, if all of a sudden I look at it says it's a size 10 and I look at the waist and it's like 24 inches, I'm going, wait a minute, that's not right. That can't be a size 10. So that's what I do.
So I did a little another Google search because I like to understand the history behind these brands and whatnot. I think it's interesting. 7 for All Mankind, often referred to simply as 7 or 7 Jeans or 7 Fam, is an American denim brand founded by Michael Glasser, Peter Curl, and Jerome DeHaan in 2000. So this was about 16 years ago. It was founded in the headquarters of Vernon, California. It was owned by the VF Corporation from 2007 to 2016. So it's a little history of 7 for All Mankind.
And Jerome DeHaan also, he actually creates a lot of the Citizens for Humanity jeans.
Seems like these guys are all kind of like they're doing like collaborations together, kind of like we're doing a collaboration for our YouTube video. It seems like a lot of these designers, they kind of come together and make their own unique little things. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So if you guys are enjoying this so far, go over to Prof Sales. Here's his YouTube channel, Prof Sales. Just type it into the search bar, Prof Sales, and he's got a bunch of videos up. As you can see, here's his channel, 143 videos, 2,200 subscribers plus, growing rapidly. So yeah, check him out. He's got some good stuff over here. Looking in the comment section, looks like we got 77 people watching live. So again, we want to take a moment to thank you guys for checking this out. If I had to guess, Jason, at 10:15 in the morning Eastern time, you know, if people on the West Coast, it's around 7. Central Time's around 6. No, 9. I'm sorry. I'm guessing people are probably working right now, and they probably have this in the background. Do you listen to a lot of videos while you're working, Jason?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially if it's a video where, you know, someone's doing like a podcast type video, you know, where I can listen to it. You know, this particular, you know, if you were looking through like listings, you'd probably want to see the listings too, and you'd have to clear it. But sure, I think it's a great way to learn. I think you should do that every day, Steve. And I know you're a big fan of continuing education, whether it be in the reselling mindset or entrepreneur or what have you. Like, I think you should do something like that every day. I
tell you, like, the ability for what we can earn is pretty much set at our education. We all have a thermostat in a sense. And every day when I wake up or I'm going throughout my day, I'm always asking myself, what could I put in my mind to increase my earning power? Because it's kind of like going to the gym. If your body's at whatever stage you are, you might be able to only do a bench press of 135 pounds 10 times. But if you continue going and working out, your strength, your power is going to increase, and you're going to get up to 150, 180. Maybe you're only making $2,000 a month right now in your eBay business. If you want to get to 4,000 or 5,000, you've got to increase your earning power and listen to these videos, podcasts. You're literally, compared to going to the gym, you're strengthening your brain, your ability to earn more money. So it's super important. Here's a brand called it says Current Elliott. What's going on right here? Is the brand Elliott?
Yeah, and honestly, I don't have a lot of experience with this one, so I'm not going to be a tremendous amount of help.
Well,
but I have not. Yeah, I haven't found this one before. And you know, and you've talked about this in your videos. Sometimes the part of the country you live in is going to determine what you find. Like, I never looked for Pendleton until I watched one of your videos, and I was like, huh. And now I found, you know, a few things here and there and sold them. So, but it's not a super popular brand. But this brand, Current Elliott, I do not have a lot of
Okay.
And people put weird titles, you know, and this goes to like how to list your make your listings, I mean, you want to put in your listings keywords that people are going to search for, not all these fluff words like good or bad or awesome, or, don't put words in there that people
Wait,
don't really search for.
I always put in my title, smash that buy button. Are you not supposed to do that?
Smash that buy button.
Look at the prices of this brand, Current Elliott. I'm seeing $37 right here for this really cool looking plaid pair of jeans. Check these out, Jason. These things are phenomenal.
I might have to wear. How many listings were there if you go back to like the initial?
All right, let's go back. Well, this is the sold. Well, it looks like 1,175 sold within. I'm not sure.
Some of those aren't Current Elliott though. There's J Brand, the fourth pair.
Let's go outside of the sold and see what's going on here. So there's 1,318 results for Current Elliott jeans.
Yeah.
But I mean, it looks like this brand is selling pretty well. Going back to the sold listings right now, I mean, here's a pair for $82.99. Current Elliott, $985 retail. The ankle skinny stretch real lamb.
I've never found this one, and this just illustrates, guys, when you're dealing with clothing, there is just a smorgasbord of brands out there that you can find and make great money on reselling.
Yeah, this is a interesting little brand right here.
Steve, your girlfriend might need a pair of those, sir.
I don't think she'll like the fact that I'm doing a video on women's jeans and
it's research.
Hey, yeah, it's a write-off. It's a tax write-off. No. Hey, Steve, why are you looking at that girl in front of me? I'm just researching the jeans. I'm trying to see what
I do it all the time.
Is.
And Karen's like, "You're looking at her butt for the jeans, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Yes."
That's a good time. That's a great excuse. Trademarked. All right. Let's see. What else do we have here? Let me X out of this other page. What do we got here? J Brand 914, the cigarette straight leg. What is going on here? Have you ever heard of this brand?
Yeah, I have.
J Brand.
They're a little bit higher in brand. I think new they go for like maybe 125 to 200. And my rule of thumb is, guys, and this is a good, and you can use this with J Brand or any brand. If you want to know if a brand is going to sell well or not, I mean, you don't really know what the sell-through is going to be like unless you go look at the completed listings and solds and so on. But if you go to the manufacturer's website, if you Google J Brand and you find J Brand, I think it's sold at a lot of department stores like Macy's and so on, and look and see what the new jeans are going for. And then think about maybe 25% of that price, maybe a little higher. That's going to get you somewhere close to where it might go for on eBay. Now, not necessarily. Now, this one's probably even a little bit lower than that. Even if you want to be conservative and say 15 or 20% of what the new price is. And then you can kind of make a determination about whether you want to resell it or not. Because sometimes with some of these brands, maybe you don't find a whole lot of listings on eBay. So then it's like, well, what do I do? Do I sell that or not? And that's kind of what my rule of thumb is. Like if it's $150 brand, it's probably going to sell for, 25 to 30 bucks, maybe a little less than that, depending on condition and fit and size and all that good stuff. So anyway, rule of thumb.
What do you think about what's going on here? They're not doing free shipping, which I don't think you do free shipping as well, correct?
I don't. Right.
I do see down here that the seller does not offer returns. Do you offer returns on your jeans?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, they could get their money back anyways if they wanted, so why not have that there? I honestly think that not offering returns definitely does affect you in the search rankings, because I mean, just think about it from a business standpoint. Why would eBay want to give any seller that algorithm juice? That sounds weird. Give them that boost in the rankings if the seller's not super confident in their product, because by showing you're not offering returns, I don't know, I think it shows a lack of confidence in a sense. I don't know. I've done it before. I always feel a little weird when I offer no returns. What are your thoughts on that?
I 100% agree with what you just said. And this particular seller is a new seller. It looks like they only had a feedback of 47.
Take a look at them.
And there's nothing negative about them. I'm not saying anything negative about this person. Everybody starts somewhere, right?
No.
But it's clothing, guys, and people can't try it on. So when it gets to them, there's plenty of people who don't know their size, or they think they're a little something different than what they really are. And now you've put them in this position of having to try to get their money back through PayPal and make a complaint, and they're going to win it. And all you've done is made somebody upset, because every clothing, we want to be like a real kind of business, and make money and profit and so on. But we don't always want to do the things that real businesses do. If you go to Target and buy a pair of Massimo jeans and they don't fit, you can take them back. So, I mean, this is no different, guys. Returns are part of the deal with clothing. There's no reason to get mad about them. My return rate is about 3.4%, which I don't think is too bad from what I've, talking to other clothing resellers and so on. But so 1 out of 30 pair of jeans is going to get returned.
And let me ask you, out of those 3.4% returns, how many are you able to relist and sell again?
All of them.
All of them. So, what do you lose out on?
Well, nothing, because I charge fixed rate shipping, and I do not return the shipping cost. It's flat rate shipping, and I do not. So I don't really lose any. I don't make any money on the shipping either. I'm not trying to make money on the shipping. Okay. I charge basically $6.50 for shipping, and it cost me $5.90. So after fees and so on, that's pretty much a break even. Okay. But what I do, gang, is when I get a return, I actually relist it right there, put it right back in my inventory, assume I check it over first, make sure everything's okay with it. And then I do the return and process and give the person their money back. And I just go on about my day. I don't even have to do anything extra. It takes like 30 seconds and you're done.
Very nice. Very nice. Let's see. We're going to pick out a few more, see what we have here. What's the deal with this brand right here? I always hear, the girls talking about this. Is there money to be made in this brand, Bebe?
Well, sure. I don't really particularly pick this one up very often because
I don't like this picture at all.
Yeah. That picture's it's trying to be an art project or something.
It belongs in like a museum or something. Like, whoa, holy mackerel. The dark side.
1,000 years from now, when no one's wearing jeans, they'll be like, this was the 21st century. It'll be a picture of those jeans. But yeah, it's not like a really high-end brand. But if you can get jeans, and this too, Steve, with a lot of the clothing you've sold in the past, when you can get them cheap enough, like you can sell them for a low price. Like last night on Chris's show, we were talking about somebody who used to sell jeans in mass quantities. He sold every pair of jeans for $9.99, but he was getting them for 50 cents.
Oh.
And I figured out this guy was making about $7.50 profit per jeans, before his expenses for his business and taxes and so on. So
he was offering shipping though. He wasn't paying for the shipping.
He had to be charging shipping, I'm sure. Okay. If he wasn't if he was, that couldn't be with shipping $10. There's no way then he'd be like $1 a pair of jeans.
So how was he selling a bunch of them?
Oh yeah. They said he was, I guess now he's moved on to like Amazon, but he was selling just like tremendous amounts, but think about all the time to list all those, but he would literally go buy jeans sight unseen,
How was he getting them for 50 cents each?
I suspect he was probably maybe going to local thrift stores and so on and offering buyouts or finding liquidators, and buying pallets and so on, and even then it'd be tough to get them that low.
What in your opinion is, because a lot of the low hanging fruit goes pretty quick at these thrift stores, there's definitely competition out there. What are like maybe some of your, how do I want to phrase this question? What's your bread and butter price per sale for items that you can frequently find at a thrift store that aren't considered low-hanging fruit in a sense, if that makes any sense?
That aren't considered low-hanging fruit.
Like like a Diesel brand, right, sitting there, or like the 7 for Mankind. I mean, I know you mentioned Levi's, American Eagle. I would consider that not low-hanging fruit. Maybe you do consider it low-hanging fruit.
It's not. No, I know what you're saying now. The low-hanging fruit, you're talking about the ones that are just there and there's like no way you can really lose on them.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah. And you're asking like which
the price, like the price range, like is that like a $10 to $15 on jeans? The things that you could find all the time, or 20 to 30?
I I think you can get a little higher than 10 to 15. I think a lot of eBay sellers shoot themselves in the foot with that, because I think, you know, even Levi's, which you're going to find probably as many Levi's as any. I mean, it's the biggest brand on eBay. It's the most iconic jean brand in the world. But even Levi's, you know, you can sell a lot of Levi's for 17 to 20 bucks plus shipping. So if you can get them down low enough, if you can get them at $4 or $5 or $6 or maybe even $7, you know, you're going to make 7 to 10 bucks profit on each one after your
I like that.
expenses. I mean, you're not going to get rich, but this is not about getting rich. American Eagle, another one. American Eagle is an awesome brand. I cannot get American Eagle as fast as I sell them. I consistently, like, I'm looking at my numbers right now. American Eagle, I've bought 15% of the ones I've bought over the last.
Mostly women's or men's or both?
Mostly women's.
Okay.
Men's are great. Men's are like, I'll buy just about any American Eagle men's jeans.
Are you doing
anything?
Buy it now typically?
Yep. That's all I do. I don't really do auctions or.
Yeah, you look at a lot of the auctions, man, and they like don't go for much money at all.
Right. And here, Steve, here's the thing. Here's the thing. When you walk onto, let's say, a car lot and you want to buy a car, forget about the brands for a moment. And there's one car over here that's $25,000, another car that's $22,000, and here's a car over here that's $2,000. What's your perception of the $2,000 car?
Right, right.
You know, and it's nothing, right? Like you think, man, that's really cheap, but wait, what's wrong with it? And I think that's what a lot of people do with clothing. They say, I want to get rid of it quick and burn and turn and burn. And there's nothing wrong with that process, but you're costing yourself profit. You know, when you sell a pair of jeans for $8 that plenty of other people are selling for 20, well, yeah, you might have held on to it for a little longer, but my jean time, I don't track this the way I used to. My average length of time I hold on to a pair of women's jeans is 28 days. For men's, it's 22.
Wow.
It's not that long.
That is phenomenal.
I can wait a month to sell 2/3 of my inventory, right?
And make a 30, 40, 50% or more
I'm making
ROI.
40%. My net is 40% over the last 4 months as I've been doing this challenge, and I've shared it with everybody every day. They can see it. I'm like, here's what I'm netting. You know, I have to pay my taxes out of that, but
sure.
But you know, taxes get, you know, reduced down by your business write-offs and so on. But 40% on clothing, used clothing, is not bad. You know, when you're not buying only premium brands. So.
I've been looking into investing a lot lately, and it looks like money markets are like less than like 1% right now. Right. You know, you can invest in the stock market for long term and deal with all the volatility, and you know, maybe make 7 or 8% over 40 years per year. Right. But 40%, man, you're not going to find that by walking into your local bank. I mean, why not put your money on it for a month or two to make 40%? I mean, that's a phenomenal.
Yep.
You know, that's a phenomenal return, and you could take that and reinvest it back into your business. So that's really cool, man. 87 people watching live right now. We are screen sharing my actual YouTube page so we can see all the comments that are coming through. I want to shout out Minnesota Vegan Girl, because you ever have people who come on your shows and it's just a really good vibe? Like,
you
can just tell they're a really nice person. I get that vibe with Minnesota Vegan Girl. So wanted to shout her out. Mother's Mustache. I love that name right there. Taxes. Well, sure. I love when people ask me, they say, Steve, you know, if I make money on X, eBay or Amazon or whatever, do I have to pay taxes on that? Of course you have to pay taxes on it, but you don't have to claim it. That's up to you. If you don't get a 1099, but you're supposed to.
Sure.
Let's open up the floor for some questions real quick. If you have any questions for myself or for Mr. Jason Sloan, Prof Sales on YouTube, ask away right now. I am in the comments section. Yep, and Vegan Girl is in the green room as well. I know you just joined recently, so appreciate that. If you guys want to check out the green room, head over to greenroomuniversity.com, and let me see real quick. We actually just updated our website, and if you guys have a chance to check out this video on our site, it literally costed us, well, I'm not going to mention any figures, but we had a professional videographer come out and kind of create the whole video for us about the green room and our event and everything. So it's definitely worth a shot. I would check this out, greenroomuniversity.com over here. How long have you been a member for, Jason?
I joined, I think it was the beginning of this year, January or February.
Yep.
And I can say, guys, you know, I mean, I know there's all kinds of opinions about groups and paid and unpaid groups.
Sure.
But the people in the green room have been a hugely positive influence in my reselling career. There's been a few people that have stood out, such as Steve and Jason Clark and so on. People, I mean, not just guys, you know, that are doing videos and, you know, are, you know, behind the scenes. I mean, people that I've had real life contact with and, you know, talked about things that I can't just share out in the rest of the universe. So that's tougher to do in some groups. So I've had nothing but positive influences and, you know, or positive experiences with the green room and the members and the admins and just everyone there. It's a breath of fresh air in the reseller community. So I'm a big fan.
Hey, man, definitely appreciate that. Let's see. Someone says, I find it's all info you could find out yourself with days of searching, but Green Room has it all in one spot. So
Yep.
Getting info is easy. Yeah, I mean, it's just a resource, guys. You know, the Green Room or any other group out there or any course that you take. I mean, there's courses out there that are $5,000, right? There's one particular Amazon course that teaches you about private label. It's a really good course, but I mean, it's $5,000. But, you know, everything is just a tool. It doesn't matter what group you join, what video you watch, what podcast you listen to. Your life's not going to change just by consuming the content. You actually have to take it and run with it. And I think one thing the Green Room's done really well is we've, you know, kind of put all the information in one spot to help to kind of like shorten your learning curve and accelerate your growth. But anyways, let's answer some questions, guys. How much would you buy premium brands like Miss Me or True Religion? The Goodwill by me sells them for $25 to $30. My Blissful Home says, and I feel like that's way too expensive to buy them to resell. What are your thoughts on that, Jason? When you go to a thrift store and you see an amazing brand like True Religion, and let's just say it's real, or whatever brand, because it's always challenging. What are you doing? It's $25 or $30. For me, I just pass. I mean, what about you?
I'm the same, and I call that that's the Goodwill love rack because they love it so much they never want to sell it. And in that case, and that's why they price it so high. You know, what's funny is a lot of times you'll even find those brands like on those racks or in the case or whatever for high dollar. I would never pay $25 or $30 for it.
Too much.
But then you'll find it out on the rack. So it's really just, you'll even sometimes find it on the rack later that day, you know, and sometimes it just depends on who's processing in the back and whether they're really paying attention. And my feeling is most of them aren't. Because it's just too much to go through, you know, and I would never pay that kind of price for them. You could make them an offer, but you know, I've seen them having just lower end brands there sometimes because they're new or something and they think they're worth a lot. They're just throwing it out there, hoping somebody is dumb enough to pay it.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times they're willing to wait it out till that half off sale and then blow it out in a half off sale. Somebody was asking, where was it? Carlos Delgado. What's going on, Carlos? Do you still have the 25% off code for the Green Room? I just put one together now. So if you want to use the code champion, I know you like that code, Jason.
Nice.
Jason, because you're a champion. If you go to greenroomuniversity.com, you go add it to your cart, use the code champion. That'll save you 25%. So Carlos, hopefully you enjoy that. Outdoor Wrangler says, anything on the tax course that's coming up? So if you guys don't know, the Green Room, we actually teamed up with Anna Hill. We did a show with her about 2 weeks ago. It was a show called Accounting and Bookkeeping for E-commerce Sellers. So I don't know about you, Jason, but myself over the last year, I've had a lot of challenges with my accounting and bookkeeping and doing things properly.
Right.
And I actually just hired a new bookkeeping firm and a new CPA, and I've been getting things in line. But Anna and Anna and the Green Room, we teamed up, and right now there's pretty much a waiting list. So we're gonna be taking people, putting them on a waiting list and letting them know when the workshop's available, probably over the next week or two. it's going to be very affordable. It's not going to be super expensive. We've teamed up in a way to be able to make it affordable for the masses. So go over to greenroomuniversity.com/Anna workshop and put you on a waiting list and we'll let you know. Let's see. Somebody says that's because True Religion isn't really in style anymore. Do you think that True Religion's out of style from your experience?
I mean, no. And this is the reason I say that. First of all, there's great sell-through on that brand. And yes, it is a faked brand quite often. So you really have to be careful on that. When in doubt, don't list it. But no, I don't think that's actually true. I mean, maybe the prices are a little bit lower. Maybe there's more people out there, but it's kind of hard to tell, gang. I mean, you really have to go through and look at a lot of different you got to look at these brands over like a year or two, and brands evolve and change, and they realize this is the thing about jeans. It doesn't really matter if it's the most popular brand. What matters is there a core committed group of buyers out there that loves the brand? And brands like True Religion have those niches. So even if, maybe there's 30% less listings, sometime in the future than there was, it doesn't matter, and I've got plenty of brands that are like that. Like, it doesn't matter if there's only 200 of them listed on eBay. People love it, and that actually makes it rarer, which actually can get you a premium. It's actually not a bad thing.
This brand's selling like 40 to 50 times a day, True Religion, just with women's jeans.
Yeah, it's a good, I mean,
that's pretty decent right there.
The women's don't sell for as much as men's, which is, largely the case. But yeah, I just sold a pair the other day, and then one pair I put back because I couldn't verify if they were legit or not. It was a really faked brand for a long time. I think that's since died down somewhat.
You know what? I do this all the time. I think I mentioned it with you before when we were talking on our last call, but I always like to do this. I'll go to like a mall that I've never been to in a while.
Yeah.
And they have like all the high-end brands like True Religion and whatnot. And I'll go in and I'll take a picture of one that like, it doesn't look like it's new at a store. It just looks like I'm trying to it looks like I'm at a thrift store. And I'll take a picture of the True Religion jeans. I'll find the funkiest looking one they have. It looks so fake, but it's at the store. Like, it's at the True Religion store, so it's real. And I'll post it on my Facebook, and like hundreds of people will comment, fake, 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 fake.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's like almost impossible to tell if these things are real or fake. Like, in my opinion, like some of them are super obvious. Like, it's just like, holy crap, this thing was made like in a sandbox. But it is challenging. So I, like you said, when in doubt, I just would pass on it. Let's see. Looking through. Someone says, I watch a real funny guy on YouTube named Paul Cantu. We actually had Paul Cantu on the Green Room. He's a younger, hip guy into fashion and still wears True Religion. Yeah, he's a funny guy. Let's see. Somebody said I missed some jean questions. So I'm looking through the comment section for some more questions. Jason, is there one particular jean you hope to find one day? Like mine and Steve's is the teddy bear polo sweaters. Oh, yeah. Thriftology. If I find one, I'm splitting the profits with you.
I would love to find a pair of Levi's, the Big E's, or I would love to find a pair of Levi's, period, from like the 1920s or 30s.
Levi's, Big E.
And I think the only way I'm going to find those is if I just get lucky and like some farmer's estate gets auctioned off, or something. Yeah, I mean, I just think like those older jeans back then are really cool looking. It's not but obviously you see some of them go for some ridiculous money. But yeah, the Big E, red lines, and so on, the selvage.
What's the red line mean?
It's the line, like, I don't know if they've got.
You better hope they have a close-up picture with here we go. Is it on the tag?
Yeah, I don't know if
I see a red line that's kind of like going through at the bottom, like under W.
It's like a descriptor. But they, this is the funny thing, I sell a lot of jeans, but I have not found any Big E's, believe it or not.
Where's the Big E? Is it right here?
It's on the back, right there. See, it's a capital E.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah, that's all it means. And okay. I think they ended that maybe around in the early 70s. I don't remember the exact year. I want to say 70.
Google search.
But then they've come back with some too, so that confuses it a little bit. I think so.
Someone's like, I scored. Nope, it's current.
No, yeah. I mean, and you gotta. I mean, you could find one in a thrift store. I know people do, but you're probably better off like an estate sale or clean out liquidation, you know, something
So
like that.
So here we go. The jeans known as Big E are generally Levi's jeans that were manufactured before 1971.
Yep, I hit the year right. Yeah.
They are noted by the capitalized E on the rear red tab. This identifying feature has to be used in conjunction with other identifying features in order to prove authenticity and differences between originals and reproductions and fakes.
Yeah.
Then I'm looking, there's like a diagram of a few different things that will tell you if it's real or not. But that's it's pretty cool right there. Let's see what else we got for comments. We got 99 people watching live, 61 likes, 0 dislikes. So appreciate all the love. That's phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if I missed your
That is
question,
very cool.
guys, ask away, because it's kind of hard to get all these questions. I'm just looking back. What is the max we should be paying for pants? I know that's kind of a broad question, but what's the max somebody should be paying, you know, if they were to follow your business model?
Well, and it doesn't just apply to jeans. You could apply it to, you know, other types of clothing. What do you want to make? And what's your time worth? How much time are you going to put into them? Like for me, a pair of jeans, all right, from the time, and I've kind of figured this out. We kind of did this calculation, Karen and I, for the time to source a pair of jeans, get them home, check them over, photograph them, list them, pack and ship them. You're talking about like about 12 minutes total, all that time.
Okay.
So what's your 12 minutes worth? If your 12 minutes is worth, say, $10, which would be about $50 an hour, then you need to make a net profit of $10. So if you're going to buy a pair of jeans for 10, you're probably going to need to sell it for like 22, you know,
Plus shipping.
Yeah. Plus shipping, because after your fees and taxes. So, and I know that seems like a complicated answer, but it really is a question you got to ask yourself, like, what's your time worth? You know, because if I said to you, hey, I'm going to give you $1,000 to do a job for me, you'd be like, cool, but it's going to take you 1,000 hours, Steve.
Yeah.
You're going to say no. On the other hand, if it's going to take you 1 hour, you're going to be like, sign me up.
I'm a quick worker, man. I could cut it down to like 500 hours.
But, you know, it's not really about how much money you make. It's about the amount of money you make for the time it takes you and the effort. So that's what you got to ask that question yourself. And I do that with jeans, you know, and I know my number on that. And, you know, there's some other things that come into play there, but it's really what is your hourly rate and what is your time worth?
Yep. I want to do a fun little experiment real quick. I'm typing in women's jeans, and then I want to just go from the highest to the lowest just to see what in the world is going to be coming up. What is going to be popping up? What the heck is this? New tags. This is a weird little picture. What's going on here?
What in the world? Wow. $5,000. Nice.
What is she selling? Is she selling? No, I'm not going to say what I was just going to say. I gotta remember this isn't edited. Let's just move on. Whoa, what's this? Wholesale lot of 280 women's jeans. Would you ever consider buying a huge lot if you were to see something like this in the numbers? Have you ever done anything like this, actually?
I have looked at a couple, but I have not popped on a lot yet. And wow, it looks like it sold for about $3,000.
Oh, this is Mad Men Suits. That's a big store. You ever heard of them?
I have not.
This is a very, very popular seller. They kick butt when it comes to, I'm going to show you the sold listings. I can't believe they sold all these. Holy, maybe they're cleaning out their wardrobe. But they sell a lot of blazers, sport coats, and suits. I mean, this is all just October 26th. They sell a lot of stuff. Wow, they blew out that. So what did that sell?
But it kind of makes sense, though, Steve, because think about it. There's probably a lot of similar sizes and washes there, so you can do quantity listing. It's not like you're going to have to take a picture of every single one necessarily.
So break that down. What's 3,000 divided by 2,800? That's like, is that $10?
Well, 280. Yeah, it's about a little over $10 a pair.
That's a pretty good sell price for that quantity.
Because they're new, right? Well, it does say there's some new without tags too and returns. So I'd be curious what the breakdown was. But
I wish.
I guess they took
for sales a lot of 300 Lee women's jeans.
Yeah, not a high seller, but
yeah. Would you pay that much?
That seems a little high.
It seems like they got a killer deal on that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Lee's not that great of a brand.
They're not, and when you look closer, what the listing says, it says there's some new without tags there and returns maybe. So
Yeah, I don't like that.
yeah, that's kind of iffy. Gently worn returns. Oh, they're pre-owned,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Anyways, let's see if there's any more questions. I'm probably gonna wrap this up. Let's see. Don't forget consistency counts too. Yeah, consistency is definitely important. Morning, Raiken, new subscriber here. Love the videos and the way you approach life. Kyle Styles, thank you. That's awesome. Let me know, how'd you find my channel? How'd you come across it? I'd be curious to know. It's always interesting to know like people's journeys to get to your channel. Like you have over 2,000 subscribers. Like how did they find you? Like, it's like it's crazy. It's like we live in this world where everybody's connected now.
Yeah. Yeah. And they come to you from, like, I've had a few, I've had several recently from the last time you and I were on together. And like, yeah, I saw you on Steve's channel and I've been going back through your videos. I was like, all right, like, don't judge me by the early ones, because they're pretty bad.
Hey, everybody starts somewhere. Question on the conditions worth buying. Just those and like new, question mark?
Questions on conditions. This question gets asked a lot, but I would say this. I don't like to buy anything I have to put a ton of time into, whether it be washing or repair or anything silly like that, unless it was going to be super high end, which it almost never is. And I basically want to be able to take it home, take a photograph of it, and list it. If you can't do that, you need to think about, all right, now this is going to take even more time. And if it's a premium item, sure, you might still buy it. But if it's, if you're going to sell it for 20, 25 bucks, how much time are you really willing to put into it? It just doesn't make sense. And I know people say I launder them and I iron them and I, take them out for a day at the spa and, whatever, but it's just time, man. It sucks all your time away. So I don't like to do that. Man, Rock Revival, that's a great brand too.
Weird things that are selling. Like there's these like imported Brazilian big butt jeans or something. Like these things are going for so much money. Like,
yeah, it's like, what are they? What are the search terms? They're exactly Brazilian and imported.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get off this page. I'm gonna get like a strike on my account. It's like kind of getting dirty. But anyways, guys, we appreciate you coming by and watching live again. Do me a big favor, guys, because Jason added a ton of value in the show. Go over to his channel. I'm on it right now. Prof Sales is the channel name. This is Jason. He's on with us live right now. Go over and just tap that subscribe button. I mean, you could smash it or tap it. I mean, you could be rough or gentle. That's up to you. But hit it. Subscribe to him. He's got a lot of videos. Just for some housekeeping, if you are interested in joining the Green Room, Jason's actually a Green Room member as well. Head over to greenroomuniversity.com. Carlos Delgado was asking earlier, is there any coupons? We've got a 25% off sale that we're going to offer you guys on this video. Just use the code CHAMPION when you head over to the checkout. So if you hit this and you go to subscribe, there's going to be a little offer code right here. You could throw that coupon in. So check that out. If you are interested in learning more about bookkeeping and accounting, Anna Hill and the Green Room, we teamed up together to make this more affordable for people. We've created a partnership together. So we're going to be launching that out. I believe it's going to be November 14th, and it's going to be a week long, and then there's going to be a bye week that's off, and then another week. So it's going to be 2 weeks, probably about 5 or 6 one-hour sessions going through, everything from how to manage your books, how to properly put in your cost of goods, using different softwares. I mean, there's a lot of stuff we're going to cover. So if you click this button here, it'll put you on our email list and it'll update you when the workshop becomes available, which should probably be within the next week or so. But besides that, yeah, we appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching live. Jason, any other final words that you have for the Raiken Profit audience?
Well, in the words of Steve Raiken, keep on making that money.
I love it. All right, guys. If you enjoyed this format, let us know. We'll come on again and yeah, have some more fun. So yeah, take care, guys, and smash that like button.
Smash it.
Boom.
Boom.